Hello again, good people. Now, I know this is like the same day that I made the last video, but I figured today I felt like I wanted to talk about Doctor Who again. But I wanted to talk about how I got into it. Because I know that there are a lot of people on the internet who got into it through Charlie McDonnell and other people they might have met on the internet. And I don't want to say that I knew about it before all of you, because I know that there are a lot of people my age who knew about the classic series and stuff. But I thought I'm sort of like in the middle between like being the first new Whovians and like the last of Whovians. I don't know. I can't explain it. But I figured I'd just tell you the whole story. It's very long and very complicated, so if you don't want to listen to all this, you can skip ahead, but I just felt like I wanted to tell you from the very beginning. So, one time I was watching PBS, and on my PBS station there was a show called Thermo Man. And Thermo Man is about this alien who has an Irish accent, and he's sort of like superhero because he's from another planet, and then he lands on Earth, and then he meets this girl Janet, and her parents are really annoying to him, and so it's all about them being together and stuff like that. And it's just a really good show, and that was really one of the first British TV shows that I really paid attention to, because other shows on PBS, there was like Keeping Up with Appearances and Waiting for God, and a couple of other ones, and they all had like old people in them, and because when I was young I was just never into old people stuff, so it was just like, nah. But Thermo Man was like one of those first shows that I saw on PBS where it had like, I don't know, it was more of a newer show, and this was like in 2006, 2005, early 2005 maybe. And anyway, so I really liked it. And then that was just like one of the first British shows that I remember watching. I felt like saying that. But one day I was watching TV and I saw a promo for the movie of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and it looked really interesting. I saw like a very short promo for it one time when I had some DVD, and they had like a commercial for it or something before you get to the main menu. And so I was kind of interested, and then I saw the trailer and I had like all of the characters and stuff and all this stuff, and I'm like, ooh, that looks really cool. And so I read some of the chapter of the book before I went to go see the movie, because I didn't know it was like a book or a radio show before there was a movie. And I saw the movie and I really, really liked it. And it was really good, and I really liked the book as well, although my sister and my dad didn't like the fact that, you know, Trillian and Arthur got together in the movie, because that's not what it was in the book. And I wanted to read some of the other books from the Hitchhiker's trilogy, but I didn't get into it because of Doctor Who. You see, one day I was sitting on the couch with my dad, and we had just gotten DirecTV, so we were looking at all these movie channels. And on one of the movie channels was the made-for-TV movie Doctor Who, the one with, what's his face, Paul McGann? Yeah. So that was on, but I only watched a little bit of it because I didn't understand what was going on, and it was like right in the middle of the film. And so all I could remember seeing was Ronald Roberts, I think is his name, Julia Roberts' brother, being the master with like glowy eyes and the big old cape and everything. And I'm like, what is this? I don't understand, because it was like right in the middle, and I didn't know who Doctor Who was. I didn't know any of this, so I just kind of walked away and went upstairs and watched the rest of my book, read the rest of my book. And I don't know if Dad was watching it, the rest of it. I think he might have changed it after. But anyways, a month or two later maybe, there was a promo for the TV version of Doctor Who on Sci-Fi in like October or November of that year. And I caught it because me and my dad would stay up late at night, because 11 o'clock was late at night for us, to watch Battlestar Galactica, and that's how I saw the commercial. And so it was like, because I didn't know anything about Doctor Who, so I was like, so that movie was so good that they decided to make a TV show out of it? I don't get it. So I was interested, And then about a few weeks later, I don't remember how, I don't know if I found it or if I was just flipping through channels and all of a sudden it happened, but I caught the second episode of the first season, and it was on the night it premiered, because they always showed 2 episodes on the premiere and then have 1 episode at a time after that. So we watched the second episode, and I really enjoyed the second episode because it reminded me a lot of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is why I was talking about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy before, because I wanted you to understand why I was intrigued by this. And I really liked the character of the Doctor and the Rose and all of this alien stuff happening. I kind of enjoyed it. And I don't know, there was just something about it that I really liked. It reminded me a lot of Hitchhiker's Guide for some reason. So I got interested in that, and so I stayed up to watch the first episode, because they showed the first episode, then the second episode, and then they do the first episode and second episode again, and it was still late at night, so I watched the beginning of the first episode, how Rose meets the Doctor, and I was very interested in it. And in the second episode, I learned a lot more than I probably would have if I had watched the first episode. Like, I knew that he was an alien, and I knew that he was the last of his kind, sort of like Arthur Dent. And yeah, so I don't know, I was just interested, very interested. And then about a week later, I caught like the third episode, and that was okay. I didn't really like the third episode that much, but yeah, so that's how I really got into Doctor Who. Like, that's how I discovered it. And this was like in late 2005. So then, okay, now I told you that how I found out Doctor Who. Now I gotta tell you something that surprised me. Now, I didn't know about YouTube, so I don't know if it was still popular in 2006, because this was now like in 2006. So I don't know when exactly YouTube started, but I found out through my sister later on. So one day I go on MySpace, because MySpace was still big, and I go onto MySpace video, because I didn't know there was YouTube, like I said before, and I decided to type in Doctor Who just to see, what videos come up, just to see, like, maybe there's something I didn't see before. And I really shouldn't have done that, because it totally spoiled everything for me. Because while we were watching Season 1 here in the US, they had just started Season 2 in the UK. So I'm looking at, like, the trailer for Season 2, Episode 2, and I'm like, wait, where's Christopher Eccleston? Of course, I didn't know his name then, but, like, where's that guy who plays the Doctor? There's this other guy. And then I was like, well, that was my first reaction was like, where is he? And then my second reaction was like, he looks a little better. He looks a little cute. And then I see the promo for the whole thing of Season 2. And that part where he goes, like, you think you've seen it all, think again. And then I'm like, oh, he's so cute. Who the hell is he? And that's when I was really interested, because the way he dressed and everything, I was like, ooh. But I didn't know that, the Doctor regenerates or anything. My dad eventually told me that after I told him, hey, they replaced the guy on Doctor Who, and they're already on Season 2 in the UK. Like, what? I was just so confused, but then he told me that they regenerate, and I was like, oh. And then later I found out that his name is David Tennant, and then later on I found out that he was in the Harry Potter movie, and he played Barty Crouch Jr., which I have no idea who that is, because I didn't really read the books, but I saw the movies. And I remember watching that movie a long time ago thinking, hey, that guy's kind of cute. And then now he's on Doctor Who. I was like, what? So, yeah. I became really interested when I noticed that David Tennant was there in the Season 2. And then I ended up watching the second episode before I was supposed to. And then I ended up watching parts of Girl in the Fireplace before I was supposed to. But I was still watching the first season. I was still up to date on that. I was still watching it. It's not because of David Tennant that I watched Doctor Who. Christopher Eccleston was my first Doctor. But for some reason, I like David Tennant a little bit better. Not saying that Christopher Eccleston's bad. He's good. I think maybe, I don't know. I don't want to say it's David Tennant's looks. I really don't want to say that, but maybe it is. I don't know. But yeah, that's how I got into Doctor Who. And then once I found YouTube, you know, people were uploading stuff on YouTube, and then I'm watching like the music videos that people make. And then all of a sudden I found Charlie McDonnell and Alex Day through Doctor Who, not the other way around. So I found them out, and then they all decided to make a truck band, and I'm like, oh my goodness! And now everybody knows of Doctor Who sort of because of them. So yes, to sum it all up, I am a new Whovian, but I'm probably one of the first of the new Whovians. And it's sort of kind of an accident, because it's not like I tried to find Doctor Who, it's like Doctor Who found me. Yeah. So that's I just wanted to get that off my chest and start blabbering about that stuff, because that stuff interests me. So yeah, if any of you guys out there who see this video, you want to make a video of how you discovered Doctor Who, then go ahead and do that. That would be nice. I know someone else made videos like this before. I just forgot their names. So yes. I hope you understood what I was saying. Okay. Bye now.